Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another Walking Dead video for today, leading up to the second half of The Walking Dead Season 8. In this one, we're going to give our thoughts on a recent article about whether or not we think Maggie, or the actress who plays Maggie, Lauren Cohan, will leave The Walking Dead. And I'll put the link in the description so you guys can go ahead and check this one out for today. It is from Deadline.com, and it's pretty damn interesting, so you definitely want to go through it. Lauren Cohan fielding slew of pilot offers. Is she done with The Walking Dead? And it says the first batches of offers for the 2018 broadcast pilots are out, and one surprising name has stood out. The Walking Dead star Lauren Cohan, the actress who plays Maggie on the hit AMC zombie drama, has been very sought after with close to half dozen offers so far. The development may come as a shock to The Walking Dead fans because her character is alive and well on the show where death lurks around every corner. A fan favorite, Cohan has been on the series since the beginning of Season 2, which she joined as a recurring, becoming a series regular in Season 3. Cohan's contract is up at the end of The Walking Dead's current 8th season, making her available for new series. There had been rumblings that Cohan had sought parity with her male co-stars Andrew Lincoln and Norman Reedus, who are paid significantly more than all of their female colleagues. I hear that was brought up early on, but was not made a make or break requirement for Cohan to come back, as she had joined the show later than Lincoln and Reedus, who on average appear in more scenes than just about anyone else in the series. I hear AMC offered Cohan a modest salary increase in exchange for a long-term contract, which she rejected, a standard practice in talent renegotiations. What happened next is a little murky. I hear the network did not follow up with a new proposition, and there have been no further talks. Cohan, who is contractually free and clear to entertain new offers, has been doing that, with her availability igniting a feeding frenzy in the form of a string of offers from multiple networks. She reportedly has been taking pilot meetings. According to other sources close to the situation, there are active talks with Cohan, who has not indicated that she would be coming back for Season 9, which already has been greenlighted. Currently, it's in its 8th season. The Walking Dead remains the #1 series in television in adults 18 to 49, and recently appointed its first female showrunner, Angela Kang. And that's pretty much it for the article from Deadline. So how much can we read into it? I just don't know. The sources that are involved, this kind of thing, a lot of it is sort of hearsay. I hear this, I hear that, as far as the negotiations and what's been going on. But there are some contracts of some of the Walking Dead cast that are wrapping up this year. We do know that also Andrew Lincoln, his contract ends after Season 8. So, of course, he'll need to be re-signing if he's going to continue with The Walking Dead. It sounds like she is also in, the same type of situation where she's going to be, her contract is ending this year. And she doesn't have to re-sign. Now, this is a problem with a TV series, right, versus a comic. In a comic book, you just get your artist, as long as you have your artist still, to draw in that character, and the character's there. That's it. She's still in the story. But with regards to the TV series, this is something that, of course, over the seasons has become kind of, is going to always be a thing where you have certain cast members, some of which will want to stay with the series into the tens of seasons, and others that may not. So we're going to have to see for her whether or not she's going to want to continue to be Maggie in The Walking Dead, or whether or not there's anything to this article from Deadline. It's really interesting. I mean, what would they do if she refused to re-sign? She doesn't have to. I would say, as far as the fans go, she probably would feel somewhat responsible to the fans and also to the series, because The Walking Dead is really what propelled her into the level of stardom that she's had compared to even prior. I mean, she has had other roles before and everything too, and since she's had some small roles too. like in Batman v Superman and movies like that. But as far as like signing on to be in a pilot series or to have a whole season to herself, that could get really tricky. If she signs on with one of these other series, there's really no telling if she's going to be returning for Walking Dead. How much money are they going to throw at her? Is AMC going to have to kind of get into some kind of bidding war where they'd have to say, okay, we'll sign you for this many years. Those pilots might be a year or two, whatever. The series might get canceled, but we'll sign you in Walking Dead for however many years. Who knows? 3, 5, 8, whatever they want to do as far as the contract goes. So it's really tricky. Now, the other question, of course, comes into play too. Could she sign with another show, do a pilot, and then also be in The Walking Dead at the same time? Because, as some people pointed out in the comments there on Deadline.com, it's not like she gets that much screen time. There are certain episodes where, she's not even in the episodes at all. There's certain episodes where she might get one scene or a few scenes at each season. Out of 16 episodes, she might only get like maybe half of them that she's in, if even. That might even be less than half. I haven't really thought about, which episodes that she was not in season 7, for example. But with all those bottle episodes and stuff, I mean, that would have been a season where, there certainly would have been a good portion that the Hilltop wasn't in or she wasn't in because of where they were filmed and everything. So it begs the question, like, could they work around it for filming, and just what would that look like if she signed with another show and then she re-signed with Walking Dead at the same time, but they agreed to kind of work around it? It could be really tricky, and this is something that, of course, as we're getting into the higher amounts of seasons, getting into season 9, season 10, a lot of the cast, they may not necessarily want to stay around forever. They may not necessarily want to commit, all the way through here, especially if someone else is going to throw more money at them. You can't fault them, business-wise, if someone's going to offer them double what AMC is going to offer, and they don't contractually have to re-sign. Maybe they feel they owe it to the fans to re-sign, but they don't have to. It's kind of tricky, right? To see like what that person's going to do, and can we even really, if she didn't resign or they had to do something, kill her off or something, I don't know. Just kind of get rid of her because she refused to resign or something, even do it off screen or something. How bad would that be, right? They've got to find some way to kind of work it out to maybe do it to where it makes sense, but at the same time, we can't really fault her if she does decide to go with a different offer, over The Walking Dead. So let's hope we don't see that happen. Let's hope that we do see Maggie return and she does re-sign for a good number of more seasons. As far as like her being paid, I don't know what each person is paid. I've seen different numbers online. I don't know. I don't know how much exactly they get per episode. I've seen different numbers over the years as to who gets what, this kind of thing. Should she get paid as much as Andrew Lincoln or Norman Reedus? I mean, to be honest, okay, the way I'd say it is this. I don't think anybody in the show should get paid as much as Andrew Lincoln. I think Andrew Lincoln should be paid the most of anybody. Daryl, would be second. Now, some people might say, well, Daryl should be getting the same or more. Your Rick should get the most. He's the number one character in the show. He's your center character. Everybody else should probably be after that and be less than that. So I don't think it'd be fair to kind of compare what she's getting as Maggie versus Andrew Lincoln as Rick. She's given a lot to the series as well too, but she's not the absolute series lead. She's getting closer though. She's probably on the same level as like Michonne or some of these other characters like this. So she should get, I would think, quite a bit. But I don't think that it makes sense in this article to really compare what she's getting paid versus, Andrew Lincoln, or even, Daryl too, could be somewhat more closer to that. But I think Andrew Lincoln should get the most just based on the fact that he's playing your character from the comics that, literally, the whole story is really based around for at least the beginning and at least until, around this time when they start kind of branching out a little bit more. But let me know what you guys think. There is a good chance that out of all these contract negotiations in the next couple of years, and a lot of people's contracts are ending, that some of them won't re-sign, and then we'll have to see what they do, as a result of them deciding not to re-sign. It could be interesting, but, we'll have to see what the TV series does. It's a different animal than the comics. It's not going to be exactly the same as the comics no matter what. People have their own, people got to take care of themselves. They got to do what's best for them and their family and that, and, we can't really fault them for that. But I think she will re-sign, at least in some kind of capacity. Maybe she'd sign on for less episodes, or something like that, so she can go do another pilot, and then she can do Walking Dead at the same time, or they can film around it or something. I think they can make it work one way or another, but it's going to get tricky over the years as time goes by, especially as you get close to like season 10 or 11, and like everybody's contract has already ended once, and then they got to work. Could be expensive too to keep all those people wanting to come back, and you can't recast them. I mean, it'd just be so weird. You're probably better off killing them than recasting them, I think, really. So at least they have that. They could say, well, we could just kill you, right? You could kill your character, and then you can leave or whatever. But, it's what I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But leave your comments below. Let me know what you guys think. If you didn't see yesterday, I did a review for 2 new trailers we have for The Walking Dead season 8 second half. They look incredible. I'll have it in the end screen videos for you guys. If you haven't seen them, it'll have the links in there so you can check them out. The trailers are off the charts awesome, and I will be doing some breakdown videos for those this week. Probably tomorrow I'll have one for you guys. But just definitely wanted to give my thoughts on this one today because it is pretty big news. So we'll get into some of your guys' Q&A questions and leave the comments about what you think will happen with Maggie and some of the other characters as well too. And just what do you guys think? Like all around, what do you think about the possibility of some of them not re-signing and having to be killed off or leave or something? It certainly could get really tricky for AMC to have to, negotiate and get in bidding wars and stuff for some of their people that they basically made. By being in the series, they helped make these actresses. Sian Williams says, if you could only choose one, what would be the one reason or cause that would stop you from watching The Walking Dead? And just for that, and I think you guys can answer this one as well below too. What would they have to do to make you stop watching The Walking Dead? For me, I've been in the series, now for like 8 years, halfway through season 8 now. Comic book series even longer than that, like over a decade. I've been, reading The Walking Dead. It would have to be, basically, I'm pretty much in till the end. Whatever they do, even if they do crazy shit, which I would never really want to see, like ideas like the Cure idea or crazy crap like that doesn't belong in The Walking Dead at all. Z Nation level stuff, right? I'm pretty much in it, to the end here. I'm in it to when the series eventually finishes. No matter what happens, I'm going to be, watching it, enjoying it, seeing. I owe it to the series now. After 8 years of such awesome entertainment and just so much fun surrounding the TV series, I'm absolutely in it until the end. So that's me, but you guys can leave a comment below for you. What would do it for you? Would there be a breaking point if they did something in particular that would make you just quit? A lot of people, it's killing Rick, for example. If they killed Rick off, a lot of people would be like, I'm done. I think I could get through a Rick death, but it would be brutal, really tough to get through for sure, and I'd have to see what I thought about the series after, but I'm in it until the end. It's just how it is, right? Tassy McCormick says, my question is, everyone has pretty much figured out when Carl was bitten. Do you think they'll show a flashback to that episode to definitively confirm that was when it happened, or leave it open to viewers' interpretation? Yeah, I think they'll show it to us, because we saw in the trailer yesterday, there are some flashback sequences with Siddiq and Carl. So they got to show us a little bit more of that. Maybe the exact moment that happened was when the two came up on Carl and Siddiq was there. So that could be. But I think we'll see more in and around that time. We may see a different angle or something like that. Because, we shouldn't have to, they should make it easy for the viewers. For casual viewers, you got to make it easy for them. You can't make it to where, you got to slow down in slow motion and break down the scene like the Glenn under the dumpster thing. They had to kind of re-show it after to show what happened. So people were like, oh, he did crawl under the dumpster. He is alive. Crazy. So, you got to do stuff like that just for your casual viewers and everything. Even if some of us might be hardcore fans, for the casual viewers and only watch it once and then not until the next premiere, you have to kind of spell it out for them. It has to be pretty simple for them in a lot of ways. I'm down for when they do more complex stuff and more kind of smart entertainment, smart things. But you got to dumb it down too sometimes when it comes to big things to make sure everybody kind of gets it, I would say. MegaDrDrey says, we kind of got 3 deaths out of Carl, so that was a good correction. And that is true because I hadn't really thought about that. I mentioned in the other video, I think it was yesterday actually, that with regards to Glenn, we got 2 big deaths out of him. You got the big death in season 7 premiere, but then also you got another death with a thank you where people thought he was dead. They faked it out, that kind of thing. Carl, he's right here. Carl has had a bunch now. He's had the shot in season 2, which was we all thought he was dead. He had the eye shot, of course, in No Way Out, which was crazy. And then we probably most of us thought he was dead there too. And now he's had this one as well too. So that's true. I think they got the good mileage out of shock value with Carl, that's for sure. And Yeah, it does look like this one after seeing that trailer for sure. I think it's pretty easy to say for all of us that it's most likely not a fake out, and almost you can't say like 100% until you see the episodes, but TV logic you can never say like 100%, but it's pretty close to that now, like 90 something percent that yeah, he's dead for sure. Boünty Hünter says, have you heard the theory about Carl surviving due to scar tissue? Yes, I don't like it. Skip, next question. DV will send this one through, says, do you think the Negan double death will go down as the most memorable moment in the entire Walking Dead series? Thanks, man, and that's for Dylan. We'll make that the last question for this one for today, because I released 2 full videos yesterday. If you guys missed either one, they'll be in the end credits. Definitely check them out. So, will the season 7 premiere, the double death, the Negan killing Abraham and then Glenn, go down as the all-time most memorable moment in the Walking Dead history? Will that go down as the biggest moment ever? Maybe it will, and because it's not, the thing is they're not the biggest deaths. Killing Carl is bigger than killing Glenn and killing Abraham. But the build-up to the season 7 premiere was so huge after having to wait that whole summer, everyone debating. It was actually brilliant. We hated it at first. When we first saw the season 6 finale, we're like, oh, you're not going to show us who he killed. This is horrible, right? But it was painful to wait. But then when it finally came, it was like the biggest, it was cooked. They call that cooking it, right? So you're cooking it for a while, and then it was simmering, and then boom, it was the premiere, and it was like, insane. So the season 7 double death may go down as the most memorable moment in the series. We're going to have to see, and everybody kind of has their own moment. Like for me, before that, I'd say like, No Way Out was a huge one with the Anderson massacre and all that. The moment where you have Killer Within, Lori, and what happens with that, and Rick finding out afterwards, that was a huge one. But in terms of the viewership, in terms of the ratings, and in terms of how big the season 7 premiere was, that might go down as the biggest moment in the history of The Walking Dead. You might be right, DV, but I'll tell you what, when we're done the series, and this is why we got to stay with it, right, till the end, we'll go over it again. Send me the question again in a few years, or whenever the series eventually ends, and we'll do it again, and we'll go over what were the most memorable moments. We'll do like a top 5, top 10, we'll count them down, and you might be right. That one might stand out as the biggest moment in the series ever. So that was huge, man. That was huge, and we'll have to see if we see anything that big again in the show. Let me know what you guys think. Leave your comments below. What are you thinking about these contracts ending? Rick's contract, Maggie's contract. What are they going to do? Craziness. Let me know what you think. And if you like this video, as per usual, please thumb it up below. Check out these other videos here in the end screens for you guys for the trailer reviews, discussion topic for yesterday with the title of the episode 9, Honor, and all the other stuff we've been doing. Definitely check those out if you guys haven't seen it. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And that's it for this video. I'll see you guys again soon for another. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.